EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us down south to Mercedes-Benz Stadium on the west side of downtown Atlanta. The punter, Bradley Pinion, will handle kickoff duties. And off we go here in Atlanta. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Here's the first carry for the Iowa State Cyclone, David Montgomery. And he'll manage to get to the 33. Tackle made by Nate Landman. Here's 2nd and 6. Patrick motioning here. A 2nd down throw for Goff. A throw complete to Tim Patrick. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
Goff to throw on 1st down. Brought in by the tight end, Sam Laporta. And he will score. Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Detroit. Now Jake Bates on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Lions will take a 7-0 lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Avery Williams on the return. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. On play action, Penix. He's going to take a shot here for Mooney. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and throw the guy a parade for ultimately what was an incompletion, but can we just take a second to appreciate the arm strength he was able to show there? I mean, I think that ball is over 60 yards in the air, and I would be surprised if they continue to just air it out and see if they can complete one of those.
And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards, and that leads to 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Penix. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
Sacks are drive killers. There is no greater correlation between a defense getting off the field and the ability to rush the quarterback. And when they come on 3rd down, that number just goes up.
So on 4th down, the Falcons bring on Bradley Pinion to punt. Deep for the Lions, Holly Freeman. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Lions offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. They had that lightning bolt to open the game. The long touchdown. They'll try to build on the lead now. This drive begins 1st and 10. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. On play action, Goff To the right side, that's St. Brown. That was not what they were hoping for. He's going to go out of bounds behind the line. A loss on that one.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Third and 5. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. He'll go play action with Goff. That's to the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
The Falcons take over.
The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
One quarter in the books. It's the Lions who have the early lead. Greg and I back in Atlanta after this. Second and 11. Looking to throw, it's Penix. There's Kyle Pitts with the grab. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
On first down, it's Penix. Complete. Former first-round pick Drake London with the catch.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Here's second and 3 to go. On the ground, it's Robinson. And he's going to pick it up and take it down inside the 35 for the first down.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Set to go now on first and 10. From the gun, it's Penix. Toward the sideline, he's got London.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
On second down, here's Penix. To the outside, catch made by London.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
They'll throw on first down with Penix.
They just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Throwing again, it's Penix. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
Now Penix on 3rd and long. He's got his man. It's Mooney. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. Fourth down, and the Falcons turn to Younghoe Koo for the field goal. This from 34 yards. Koo's kick is good. And the Falcons are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. Right side, it's Laporta, the tight end. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode, and that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points. This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On 2nd down, Goff. This one caught by Patrick. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
On 1st down, it's Goff. He'll look underneath and finds Gibbs. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. Second and a yard. From the gun, it's Goff. Quick throw, taken in. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called. Out comes Jake Bates to try a field goal here. Officially, a 29-yard attempt. Bates' kick is good. And the Lions go out to a 10-3 lead.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well. You're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The Falcons offense going to take over just before the half. Just the lone field goal for them so far, down 10-3 in this one. And they'll start 1st and 10. Now Penix gonna look deep, looking for more. That is brought in. And he's gonna be out of bounds. 0-0 up there on the clock. We have reached the end of the first half. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. On the return, it's Williams. They'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. The Falcons offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this 3rd quarter. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. He'll inch forward for maybe a yard. Jack Campbell, the former 1st-round pick, there to wrap him up. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the gun, here is Penix. That pass sideline is caught. Nice catch. Stays in bounds. And he's got the 1st down. Terrific job with the feet to make that one a grab.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
They'll try to run for it with Robinson. And the struggles in the running game continue. They take him down behind the line.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking 1st down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The Lions offense ready for their 1st possession of this 2nd half. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Goff. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average. And frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out front.
A 2nd down throw for Goff. Quick slant taken in by Amon-Ra. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
Off the play fake, here's Goff. Catch is made by Wright. First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a 1st down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Williams in motion. Throwing on second down. Goff. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
From the gun, on third down, it's Goff. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So, on fourth down, the Lions send out Jack Fox to punt as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth-quarter lead. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. They try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. He'll get that to Kadero High. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
So, 1st and 10 now from the 30. Slot man in motion right. On 1st down, right back to Robinson. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Trying to set up the screen, but it is not there. He just had to spike it. It's incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
The fair catch here, called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. The Lions offense getting set to get back to work. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Patrick motioning here. Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. Quick throw here is complete. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Goff with the give to Montgomery. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now the first carry for the Alabama speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll get this inside the 20, a nice run. They're in the red zone. It's first down. On the ground, this is Craig Reynolds. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. Falcons go ahead and take their second timeout. And they'll get together prior to the second down play. Goff gives it to Gibbs. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down. They'll drop to throw. This one caught at the 4. And the Lions are going to have a first and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. 10 yards to pick up there, and that'll get them a new set of downs. Well, a touchdown here could be the capper to a victory. It is first and goal. This is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play.
And that's exactly how you stress all week, finishing a game. Get the ball and leave no doubt. But that late touchdown, Mike, that should all but just seal this victory away.
His kick is good. Next to score, Lions 17, Falcons 3.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Here's Williams on the return. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Falcons offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with first and 10. From the gun, it's Penix. That one is caught by Mooney. He's to the 15. And he's going to take this one all the way into the end zone. There is a marker down. I'm going to get the call, but I think this one is going to stand.
Well, that was step one. The offense did their job, get this thing back within one possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
Score game late, you figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick.
That was their last shot. They've got no timeouts left. Now the offense can just simply come take the field. Best play in football, Mike. Victory formation, take a couple knees, get on with the win.
They'll come up here first and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So a win for the visitors, the Lions. They're able to get the job done in front of a hostile crowd as they come away with the victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.